It's Zach here in your one-off appearance today. What do we have for Gamesthetic Game of the Week?
So it depends. Do you want me to just sell out, go retro, or something I actually played recently?
Well, brother, since you haven't been on recently and you won't be on soon,
Steelers' choice.
Yeah,
we kind of
last week.
Last week we kind of threw something in there because neither of us came in prepared.
Yeah, that's why you got one of my favorite games of all time last week.
What'd you do last week?
Twilight Princess. Super basic.
Yeah,
like
you sold out.
Yeah, no, because we went into it and I was like, "Do you have anything?" Because I forgot whose week it was, mine or him, based on the last. I didn't check
because it had been a couple weeks since he had been gone.
I didn't think about it.
I was like, he goes, "Is it your week or mine?" I went, "I didn't come prepared."
Yeah. Well, see, I happened to talk about Twilight earlier on in the show because of Epic Universe.
Okay.
So I was like, screw it, we'll just do this. You know, we're mailing it in this week. So yeah, I sold out. So hey, it's your week, man. Do whatever you want. You may not be here next week, so do whatever you want, brother.
Oh, I know I'm not here next week.
All right, we'll do whatever you want, brother. It's your week.
Okay, I'll do something I played recently then.
There you go.
The game is called The King is Watching. It is a fairly cheap game on Steam. Concept is kingdom management, roguelite. More or less, you are apparently a king who's... Okay, so let me backtrack. So I have my fan theory. It's no context for why it is, but you're the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. You choose one of your Nazgul kings before they've become a Nazgul, so they're all actually kings now. They're still kings. And you are tasked with helping this king build their castle of farmlands, lumber, wood zones, wheat fields, and whatnot to build resources so you can then build buildings where you can recruit your soldiers to then fight against the creatures of Middle Earth that are trying to attack you and destroy your kingdom. I say this because the only way things function and actually produce stuff is whenever your eyesight is on it, which is represented by boxes, and then the different kings have different set of eyesight boxes, visions that upgrades that you can upgrade. And yeah, things only move if you're watching it. So yeah, you're just a big ass pair of eyes in the sky. So resource management, building management, population management, yada, 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 to survive waves of goblins, creatures, weird cyclopses, things like that to keep them from breaching your gates. A run is surviving, depending on the difficulty you do, up to a max of 3 bosses. There's usually about like 10 waves. No, that's not right. No, 10 waves before each boss fight, the boss fight being the 10th wave. And the sort of mechanic of it is that you actually get to decide how many enemies and what units come in each wave, based on, you have a prophecy round, which is a small wave, you kill it, and it lets you prophesize what's going to come and attack you and what resources they bring for beating the wave. So you can make it a weaker wave and get less resources, or just focus on the certain things you want, or you can make it a heavy wave and get a lot of stuff if you think you can survive it. And more or less, you do 9 waves of regular, then a boss wave, then go from there. It's a roguelite. Management. You build your castle's upkeep and resources you need to build your units. There's basic units, advanced units, more specialized units that need more specialized resources. So like, there's flower dragons. You can make flower dragons. So you start with wheat. You need a production building to turn the wheat into flour, and then the actual, I forget what the building's called, to produce the flower dragons. And then there's also an advanced version of flower dragons where it's oil dragons, where you just take a flower dragon, cover it in oil, and now it's an oil dragon. But yeah, managing your resource tiles, your building tiles, so you have enough resources that you need for your unit limit. because each of your resource buildings have a limited amount of resources you can farm from them, and each of your unit buildings can only produce so many units. Yeah. I mean, if you ever get time, John, I think it's something you might be interested in.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
For you, Alex, you may dabble into it.
Yeah, it sounds more of a dabble for me, but I was like listening. I was like, that sounds more like something up John's alley.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun little roguelite. I played it for a good 2 weeks or so before something else distracted me. So, I mean, it's fun. No, it's definitely one I would go back to. And then the roguelite is because each of the kings have different abilities as well. And then as you progress in difficulty, it initially has stuff blocking your building tiles. So you have to clear those away, which they give a large portion of resources initially. So there is some profit to it. But before you can fully use your castle's building plan out, you got to clear it out now as you get to the higher difficulties and whatnot.
Mhm.
So yeah, the king is watching.
Another Gamestetic game of the week in the books, and it's back to me and John for a few weeks, rotating back and forth. Hopefully we don't forget at some point.
Probably phoned it in a couple times.
Last week was one of the best examples of a phone in. We've only had a handful of those, so that's the plus side.
If either of y'all had chosen Sellout, I was just going to talk Zenless.
You did one of you did another sellout like that recently. Was it you? I think not recently, but
my last one was Castle Crashers.
Okay.
I mean, it was a little while ago, but yeah, I showed up just did RuneScape one day.
I consider that one a sellout.
That was the first thing that I saw when I clicked over here with RuneScape.
That was one where I came out.
It was Honkai Star Rail was the last time that you did one like that.
That's been a while since I've done a sellout.
Yeah, no, that was episode 204. This is 234 today. So it's been a hot minute.
I was about to say, I know I've done a sellout.
I think out of all of these that I'm looking at, my favorite Gamestetic game of the week that we had recently was probably Atlas Reactor, just for his reaction, because he went to go take a drink as soon as you said Atlas Reaction. I was like, I was not expecting that. Great game. Rest in peace. Oh, God.
I chose that one solely because it's dead and I know I'd get a reaction from John.
Yeah, while he's getting a drink of water.
That I was not planning for. But
It just kind of worked out that way.